Hello Retro Crew. In this video we're going to talk about our favorite movies and video games from 2023. I'm Matt.
I'm Brian, and we're the Retro Sons. We made it through another year. So in this video we're going to list the releases of video games and movies that we like from 2023. We're not going to go in any particular order, we're just going to ramble off what we like that came out. Be sure to tell us what released last year that you're happy about in the comments.
I have a lot more movies than video games.
Yeah.
We'll start with video games.
Yeah, I have like 3 video games.
I'll go first. My first one is Hogwarts Legacy.
Yep, that was my first one too.
It doesn't seem like this game came out this year, but would it come out in March?
I think it was February, wasn't it? February.
Yeah, it was February, March. It was pretty early.
Yeah.
But it seems like this came out last year.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of fun with this game, visiting Hogwarts and the school and traveling all around it to the surrounding areas.
Yeah, learning all the different magic spells and getting better at the combat
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. It was a good story and I stuck with it. And like I said in our initial thoughts video, I played like 5 hours at a time
Yeah.
when we were getting into it.
Yeah, we can link that one up above.
Yeah, I want to go back and play it some more. I don't think they've patched those bugs that.
Yeah,
But
that's a problem. I want to 100% that, but I can't.
yeah, right.
There's so many bugs in it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just that was one of the best games though this year that I played.
Yeah, same. Like I played some Harry Potter games before, but this one like really captured the feel of it and all that kind of stuff. And they took it from the books and the movies, so it was really neat.
Yeah, they really went above and beyond with this one.
Yeah, and I hope to see another one.
I do too. Hopefully there's a second.
Yeah, maybe with better character building.
Yeah, I hope you can create your character a little bit better than that in this one.
Yeah.
There wasn't much difference between how they looked.
Yeah, but I'm the type that I just said that, but I'd like to like carry over my character from the first one to this one.
Yeah, but not me. I'd like to make a new character.
Yeah.
It's always fun. Alright, so what's a game on your list?
For the second one, even though I didn't finish it or play it too long, it was still pretty neat when it came out. Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
It's on my list too.
Yeah. All our games are probably going to be the same.
I think so.
But
this was fun. I didn't like it as much as Breath of the Wild. And I haven't even actually beaten this one yet.
Right.
I just, for some reason, I lost interest after I beat all the 4 dungeons. I've done quite a few of the side quests, but I don't like going down in the depths, and I think you have to go down there and fight a lot of enemies to get to Ganon. And I just, every time I think of that, I just don't want to go to it.
Yeah.
One of these days I am going to beat it, because I beat every Zelda game, but I don't know.
Maybe I will too, but it's spotty, my Zelda game beating history.
Yeah.
So this might be the one that makes the cut, this might not be, we'll see.
Yeah.
But it's still fun to play, and I liked Breath of the Wild. I didn't like it at first, but I watched you play it a few times, and that kind of...
Yeah, I didn't like Breath of the Wild at first either, so maybe one day I'll like this one a little bit better. Not that I hate it, it was one of my top games of this year, but like I said, I like Breath of the Wild better. I think, I don't know, going back to the same world, even though they changed quite a bit and added the depths and the Sky Islands, which I don't like either of those, so I don't know, maybe the additions just aren't what I think they should have added, I don't know. It's hard to say, but don't get me wrong, I do love the game, it is a great game, but...
Some of the new things are fun, like I like the Ascend feature and the Ultra Hand. Putting things together is pretty neat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of tricky. I'm not the best at gaming those kinds of mechanics anyway, so it might just be me. I see some people who build some pretty neat things on the YouTube, but...
Yeah, you can spend some time and build some nice things, and then once you get the upgraded one there, you can just save them and build them if you have the materials, or if you have something you get down in the depths. I don't remember what it is, but
also being able to attach different things to your weapons and upgrade them, that was a neat feature too. But
all the bad stuff from Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild, they just doubled down in this game, I think. That's another reason. Like, weapons seem weaker unless you attach something to it. Like, I'd like to find some good weapons up on the surface, but they're all rusted now. You have to go down to the depths and find regular good weapons.
Yeah, Koroks are back.
Yeah, and there's 1,000 of them instead of 900.
I didn't even bother finding all of them in the last one, and there's shrines again.
Yeah. Yeah, so the dungeons are better, but they're still not regular. Like the dungeons I like in Zelda, they were much better than Breath of the Wild. But
well, I only played the first one, but it was kind of like an open world Divine Beast kind of.
Yeah,
I felt.
Seems like it. And from the sounds, it sounds like I don't like the game, but I do.
Yeah, it made our list, so we did like it.
It's just, I don't know. With a 6 year and 2 month wait time, I just thought it was going to be much different than Breath of the Wild, and it was just too similar.
It was Breath of the Wild with a couple add-ons.
Yeah, and all the add-ons I wasn't a big fan of.
No.
Alright, so the last game on my list is Spider-Man 2.
Yep, same. Probably no surprise there. That was a great game.
Yeah, it was. And that one I 100%ed in about a month. Maybe not even after I got it.
Yeah, it was quick to get through, but it was fun to play. It was probably so quick because it was so fun.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't want to put it down. I didn't even mind switching between Peter and Miles.
Yeah, no, that was good. I liked how they did it.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how they were going to pull that off, but I think they did it good.
Good story, and they did bring back the Mary Jane... what's the sneaking around thing called? Stealth.
Yeah, stealth.
How could we not remember that word?
I don't know.
Because we don't like it, probably. But
it's okay in these games. I don't mind it really in the Spider-Man games. They do it right, though. They're not long sections you have to do. And they make it pretty easy to find the enemies in their path.
Yeah,
and you can actually take them out. If they spot you, you can take them out and hide, and they don't know where you are the entire time. They kind of have to look for you, and eventually they just give up.
And they upgraded their stun gun. You start with like a regular stun gun. You have to run up to them and stun them.
Yeah.
But then you can they attached a web feature to it, so you could web them up and then run up and stun them. So that was pretty fun.
Yeah, so they did it good. This one is a good game.
Yeah, great story. Great.
It's one of those games that every once in a while you just want to go and swing around and fight some random crimes in the city.
And I thought the swinging in Spider-Man 1 and in Miles Morales was good, but this one, you can just I went back to Miles Morales and you can just tell.
Yeah, it was much better in the wingsuit. And it was much more fun.
Yeah, and they might add more costumes. I mean, there's a few costumes to get, quite a few, but you'd never see from the 90s Spider-Man. They didn't have that one on any of the games, and I'd like to see the MTV new animated Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple, or the Spectacular Spider-Man suit would be neat.
Yeah, they could always add more in later or put them in 3.
Yeah, that's true.
But they're already talking about 3, so that's exciting.
Yeah, and they were building it up at the end of that one.
Yeah.
You know they're going to do one because they're such successful games.
Yeah.
Like the hype around them.
And the story in this one was even bigger and better and built off the first one and Miles Morales.
Yeah, it wasn't overcrowded with enemies and all that stuff. You had Venom, and you had Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah.
Which was pretty neat. You had a few other
smaller. Yeah. So it wasn't too crazy with the big enemies.
It was nice to see.
Actually, it kind of was at some points.
Was it?
There's 4 or 5 fights in a row there.
Yeah, each boss you had to fight at different.
3 different stages.
Yeah, you get the health meter down, then you'd go through a cutscene and have to fight them another time. Yeah, you're right. The lizard fight was pretty fun though,
but
tricky.
It was still fun. I think they did it good.
When you were Venom, those parts were fun to play as, Venom escaping from the place there when he was fighting.
Yeah, I always like in video games when you can play as the bad guy and kind of see the story from their side.
Yeah.
A game that you don't like, but I like, is The Last of Us 2.
Oh, right.
That one you play as the bad person for quite a while, but you see the story from her point of view, and it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Why she does what she did.
Yeah.
But I still don't like it. No, but I can see where she's coming from.
She's a bad person. No, but, I mean, from her point of view, someone else was a bad person. So.
Yeah. So. Okay, so now on to movies. The first one I have on my list is Scream 6.
Oh, that one came out this year? I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that was a really good one. I like that.
It came out.
I kind of miss Neve Campbell in them. And I do like the new characters, though. And it's kind of evolved from how it used to be. It's still similar, but now that Wes Craven's not directing it, it's kind of a different feel. And this one they wanted to go bloodier and bigger and better.
Yeah.
And I think they pulled it off for this movie.
Don't know how I forgot that one came out, but that's the only reason it's not on my list.
Yeah.
Because that is a great movie.
Usually with horror movies, when they start getting up into like 5, 6, and 7, they just get dumb. But the Scream movies are always good.
Yeah, well, they're always dumb, but like in an enjoyable way.
Yeah, they're dumb because they're trying to be dumb, though.
Yeah,
like in a smart way.
Just all the tropes from other
Yeah,
horror movies they play on that.
Other horror movies, yeah, and they do it really good in the Scream series.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so what's first on your list? I'm sure we're going to have a lot of movies that are...
First on my list, I put the Mario movie.
Yep, that's on my list too.
Just
Actually, no, that isn't on my movie, on my list.
no.
Oh, wait, yeah, it is.
Oh, you put, okay. I just put the Mario movie, but like, one knows, just saw the trailers, everyone was crapping on Chris Pratt's Mario voice, but I think he chose a pretty good voice.
Yeah.
He did a great job with it. You had Charlie Day as Luigi. Jack Black as Koopa was really good.
Yeah.
Anya Joy
Taylor
Taylor.
Joy.
Yeah, whatever her name is. She was a good Peach. I don't know her from anything else, but...
Everyone hated Snoop Dogg for Donkey Kong.
Oh, it's Seth Rogen?
Yeah, they thought he didn't like put much into it, but I thought he was good.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be video game accurate, I don't think, with something like that, because they were doing their own story. They weren't following the game
Yeah. There's a lot of different games and stuff packed into this one. Mm-hmm. Like Donkey Kong, they have Mario Kart, Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, yeah.
Just all sorts of different games in the Mario world back in there.
And you had sound effects from the original game, and you had music from the earlier games, and you had some like modern music.
Yeah,
was in there, but
the music of the movie was
Bowser's Peaches song was pretty catchy. Like people were singing that for a while.
Yeah, it's like Everything Is Awesome from the Lego Movie.
Yeah, I have that one.
Well, it's not quite that catchy, but
I have that one on my phone. I don't know if I could get the Peaches. I'm sure the robot would play it if you tell her to play it.
Yeah. Alright, so my next one is John Wick Chapter 4.
Yep, I got that one on here too, on mine.
And this isn't as good as the first three, but it's still a really good movie.
Yeah, it was John Wick, so.
Yeah. And I think Ballerina is coming out this year, and I want to see that movie too.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
But like this one was over the top. He fell from really high up and hit himself off something. I know there's one guy who said that he would survive that, but getting hit with the cars and all that.
No broken bones or anything from all the falls he has.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping out of a 4th story window onto a car and then on the ground and gets up and runs off.
And he's like had a time limit to get up those stairs, and he kept getting knocked back down.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember the guy who played him, but the blind one who was like shooting people and acting like it was blind.
Yeah.
He always plays blind people a couple of times anyway. In that Rogue One,
there,
And there he kind of
used or something.
No, it's not that. No. It's on. We'll just link it in the bottom.
We'll write it down below.
I'm not going to rack my brain, but he was good in the movie. I'm not saying he wasn't, but it's just one of those unbelievable aspects. And it sounds like I'm crapping on the movie. I liked it. I like all the John Wick movies.
Well, it's in our list, but it's one of the least good John Wick movies. Or it is the least good one.
Obviously, my favorite's the first one. I think they
progressively get worse.
Go down in quality, just like the Lethal Weapon movies.
Yeah, or the Die Hard movies. But still a really good movie. Alright, you're next.
Oh, yeah. This is another one. We just watched it recently, but I just like this series anyway, so I said A Haunting in Venice.
Yep, that's on my list too.
Yeah. Kenneth Branagh, he does a good job as...
Hercule Poirot.
Yeah, he's got a nice mustache too, but that's the character.
Yeah.
And I didn't think they were going to do another one, and then we just saw a trailer in the theaters once for this one.
Yeah, and it was different than the first two.
Yeah. And I'm going to have to pick up the books at some point and read them, because they're probably good too, but it had like a horror movie feel to it, because he went to like a seance on Halloween, and
things kept happening
supernatural.
in the house,
and he didn't believe it, and he was just trying to debunk.
Yeah, and his mind was playing tricks on him through the whole movie. And I like how we see things happening and you don't know how they are, but then at the end it all comes together.
Yeah.
His explanation of the movie.
Yeah, it's like happening and you don't think he's figuring it out, but then he does at the end, which is a common detective movie thing, but it's just...
Yeah, just the way they do it is really good in these movies.
Yeah, and what else was I... Oh, it's another common thing was he was in retirement, and someone came and took him out of retirement. Tina Fey, actually.
Yeah.
So it's had quite a cast too in it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to list any others because they're kind of famous people, but I don't know their names off the top of my head.
Yeah, exactly.
I could have come prepared for this, but I didn't. That one guy from John Wick Chapter 2, he was there.
Oh yeah, the guy, the assassin there.
The one who
hired him.
Took him out of retirement.
Yeah.
Kind of. Well, he came out of retirement in the first one for personal reasons, and he wanted to call on a debt or whatever, cash in a debt thing.
Yeah, a marker. He had a marker on.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So my next one is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Yeah, I have that one on my list too.
I know a lot of people probably don't like this movie, but like we've said in earlier videos, they kind of took it back and made it like the feel of the first and third one.
Yeah.
Not second one so much.
I didn't
Or Crystal Skull.
I didn't like it too much my first watch through, but then I watched it 2 more times, and it got progressively better as I watched it. Like the second time.
I liked it the first one, the first time. I mean, Indy's older and they make him seem older, which I like when they do in movies.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like when they have a 60 or 70-year-old man acting like a 20-year-old in movies.
Yeah.
Like doing things you know they couldn't do physically. And this one, they kind of made him an old man.
Yeah.
And it brought it back to the feel of the movie, the Indiana Jones movies I like. Like Crystal Skull is horrible as an Indiana Jones movie because it doesn't feel like an Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah.
And Temple of Doom kind of has that weird, not indie feel either.
Yeah. We always get off topic to the Indiana Jones movies. You always say this.
The same exact thing?
Yeah.
Well,
Every
people know
movie.
it's true, yeah.
Yeah, you're consistent. We'll give you that. But, I mean,
Well, those are my feelings on them.
yeah, I know.
I can't talk about things I don't feel.
But it did take me a couple of watch throughs, and they did de-age him at the beginning, and I've said that I don't like when Disney does that, but it worked. I like the story at the beginning, like the flashback.
I kind of wish they would stop de-aging people in movies, though.
Yeah.
There's other ways to do it.
And especially like they did in Rogue One with Grand Moff Tarkin, if they're dead, just leave them dead.
Don't bring them back.
Yeah, don't digitally bring them back. I mean, if you want to do it, this wouldn't be a good option either, but recast the role.
Yeah.
Find someone who kind of looks like him, I
Yeah,
guess.
similar. That would work. I don't know how they can, though, or if they could.
No.
Because like Crispin Glover in Back to the Future 2, they fired him and had a lookalike, and then he ended up suing him
Yeah.
because it was a lookalike.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how things work with that, but
Yeah.
either that or just get rid of the character and have a new one.
Yeah, just don't write the character into the plot.
Yeah.
I know in Rogue One he's kind of integral. I keep saying that word. I don't know if I say it right. I said it in like 3 movies now, or 3 videos. But I mean, they could have probably found a way around using him.
Yeah.
And Leia, they de-aged
It's like
her.
your father in Back to the Future 2, he didn't have to be in there. He's in so few or parts of that movie. Yeah.
And they had to do such trickery, like face makeup and hanging him upside down and everything to make him look. Yeah.
Yeah, they could have just left him out and not had that part when they came over, or the beginning part when he's looking out.
Yeah. Right. Anyway,
But-
that's off topic for our list. If you
Yeah.
like the new Indiana Jones movie, it came out this year in
Yeah,
2023.
it's good. Better than I think a lot of people think it is.
Yeah.
Alright, your turn.
Okay. This is another one we just watched recently, but I liked it, and it's set up for a sequel. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
That's on my list too.
I thought it would be.
Her lists are like identical.
Yeah. And
I like this one a lot better than I like the first
Yeah.
Spider-Verse or
Miles Morales.
Miles Morales Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, I rewatched that one, and it's okay. The second part, we were watching that one scene. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But I think the only really saving grace for it was Haley Steinfeld as Spider-Gwen.
That was, you didn't even see her though.
I know,
You heard her voice.
You know she's there.
Yeah.
But anyway, the second one was better because it was like, I don't know, bigger stakes and bigger and better.
Yeah.
And like I said, set up for a sequel. And
Well, there's a part I don't like in the first one.
what's that?
When Spider-Man gets killed by Kingpin.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that either. But
I think that's why I didn't like it, because I like Peter Parker as Spider-Man,
mhm.
and they killed him off in that movie.
Yeah.
But this one, they kind of brought him back, so.
Right, a lot of them back. They used scenes from like the Spider-Man movies too. They're explaining how things had to be.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and there's just that whole hub with all the Spider-Men, and they just like all the memes. They had them pointing at each other. And all the funny stuff.
Yeah, they had a lot in this movie.
Yeah.
This one was way better than the first one, I thought. Maybe I need to watch the first one again.
Yeah.
But
And like the Insomniac Spider-Man showed up in there, and the Spectacular Spider-Man showed up.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, there's a lot of Spider-Man in this one.
like every kind of imaginable Spider-Man, like the cowboy one, I think might have been made for the movie.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, but
hard to say.
I mean, it kind of feels like it's not to be taken seriously as a Spider-Man movie. It's
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
yeah, the one Peter Parker there had the baby, and she was crawling on walls, and he made her a web shooter and all that kind of stuff. Like he was swinging around with her in the little baby Bjorn or whatever it was, the harness.
Yeah,
So, but it's entertaining still.
yeah, it is. The only thing wrong with it is like over 2 hours.
Yeah,
And I've said it before, I'm not a big fan of sitting through a movie that's that long. It's hard for me.
Yeah.
Even though I like movies, but it's a long time to be sitting down watching a movie. For some reason, they're making movies so long nowadays.
yeah, I've said that too. Like 3 hours for some
I
movies.
mean, it was a good over 2 hour movie, but I can't sit down for that long. I have to get up in the middle and walk around some.
Yeah, and I like how what seemed like a minor character, the minor enemy at the beginning, the fight with him in the beginning was funny too.
Yeah.
But then he turned out to be like a really big threat towards the
Yeah.
end, and like he was telling him his motivation, and Miles wasn't taking him seriously or believing him or
Yeah.
anything, and it turned out to be like a really big threat towards the
Yeah.
end. And then that one Spider-Man, Hobie Brown, I didn't care for him at first, but then he turned out to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
The British one, he was weird, but like he just keeps stealing things.
Yeah.
But like he seemed like he was competition for Miles, but then he like helped him out, and he helped Gwen out.
Yeah, it was good how they did everything in the movie, I thought.
Yeah,
And like I said, this one was better than the first one. So if you saw the first one and didn't like it, you might watch this one.
yeah,
It's pretty good.
and I can't wait to see the next one because they set up a good cliffhanger.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Yeah, there's definite. There's going to be another one, definitely.
Yeah,
All right, so our last one, I'm going to say because I know it's on his list too, is Weird, the Ali Yankovic story.
yeah,
And I don't know if this movie actually came out this year, but it came out on DVD this year.
Yeah, so
it's
it's
on my
kinda
list for that
cheating it.
reason.
yeah. I think it came out in September of 22, but they're releasing this
Yeah.
on DVD in this year, and we
And
watched
we
it.
finally saw it.
Yeah.
And
I knew I was gonna like it, but
Yeah.
it was like hilarious.
yeah, it's just the stuff they do in the movie is so funny.
Mm-hmm.
And when they were promoting this movie, they said everything that happened in this movie is exactly how it happened in real life.
Yeah,
And
it's obvious
it's
it's
just,
not.
yeah, so obvious. It's the way things go, and like how they show him like coming up with the songs and everything, and Jack Black is in it, and there's a whole bunch of other people.
Mhm.
Like Weird Al is actually in it.
Yeah,
Daniel Radcliffe plays this Weird Al in this one.
yeah. Conan O'Brien showed up as someone, I forget, Andy Warhol, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
But just like all of the scenarios are just over the top. And,
Yeah.
like he's one way. They made him a different way in this.
Yeah, and his parents were like very supportive in real life, but in this, like, it's a whole story how they're not.
Mm. Just the factory. His father works at the factory, and he won't tell Al what he does at the factory.
Yeah.
He's like, "You'll learn what they do at the factory when you work at the factory."
Then he does eventually get a job at the factory, and he asks him, and they said, "Your dad said you were a joker or you
Yeah.
were funny."
He told me you were a funny guy, and he still didn't tell him.
Yeah, he didn't tell him what they actually did.
They made Al like a party guy, like doing drugs.
Yeah, and like had a whole Madonna side story, and
She's got crazy
yeah,
and funny and like typical Weird Al type of stuff.
yeah. It was a great movie, though.
Yeah,
It was probably my favorite movie I saw this year.
probably mine too.
But
Definitely the funniest.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
for sure. But I wish it came out sooner. I would have liked to see it a lot sooner than I did. But it's still, the wait was worth it for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say that it was worth the wait.
Yeah. Alright, so those are our lists for movies we like. Like he said in the beginning, I can't even talk. Like he said in the beginning, let us know what your picks are down below. Like, comment, subscribe. There'll be an orb over here.
I don't know where you're pointing.
Pick one of these two videos. I did it there so you didn't put it like over your head. Put it over in the corner. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the future.
To talk more about the past.